Natasha. If you know this iconic female character in Special Forces Group 2, you might not realize that she doesn't originally come from this game. Her origin is actually from Counter-Strike Online, where she was the first female character released. In her original model, she wore a red scarf around her neck, and instead of the leggings look seen in SFG2, Natasha wore black shorts with long black socks paired with high heels. This original design gave her a more striking and distinctive appearance compared to her SFG2 version. Vimple and Alpha. The two other characters, Alpha and Vimple, originate from Half-Life, specifically from the Paranoia mod. In Special Forces Group 2, the only noticeable change made to these character models is the removal of their visors, while the rest of their design remains mostly the same. Zombie Hand. The Zombie Hand model in Special Forces Group 2 is very similar to the Zombie Hand model used in the Zombie Escape mod of Counter-Strike. The design, appearance, and overall feel closely match, making the resemblance quite noticeable. Zombie Characters. Many zombie characters in Special Forces Group 2 come from different games and mods. For example, this is based on a model from a Counter-Strike 1.6 mod called Zombie Panic, known as the ZPZ zombie. For another zombie, which has severe facial deformities, appears to originate from Left 4 Dead, where its original model is called the Licker. The skeleton zombie, on the other hand, comes from a mod known as Paranoia, which is built on Half-Life. Lastly, the zombie wearing white clothes with an exposed stomach also comes from a Half-Life mod. However, this same model also appears in the Zombie Panic mod for Counter-Strike, making it unclear which mod is the true original source. ARM model. The ARM model we see nowadays in Special Forces Group 2 is basically similar to the Hand model from Counter-Strike, Global Offensive. However, some changes were made to make it look more distinct. The developers enhanced the model to appear more high definition and added details like wounds and slashes on the hands. These modifications give it a slightly different appearance, even though it is still clearly inspired by the original design. If you've made it this far, don't forget to like and subscribe. I truly appreciate your support, and it really encourages me to keep making more videos. Knife. I think we're also aware that most of the knives in Special Forces Group 2 are inspired by knives from different Counter-Strike titles, such as 1.6, Source, and Counter-Strike, Global Offensive, as well as some community mods. For example, the Army Knife and Karambit originally come from Counter-Strike, Global Offensive, but in SFG2, they were given small changes and added details to make them look slightly different. The Butterfly Knife, on the other hand, is directly inspired by its version from Counter-Strike Source. Interestingly, there's also a knife that seems to come from another game entirely. The second knife, called Claw, in Special Forces Group 2 closely resembles the Daedric Dagger from Skyrim. In Skyrim, the Daedric Dagger is known as a rare and powerful weapon, and its design is very distinctive. When comparing the two, the similarities are striking, to the point that it feels like SFG2 barely changed anything from the original design. Animation. In this part, I think we already know that most of the animations in Special Forces Group 2, including character stances, weapon holding, firing, and even inspection animations, are heavily inspired by those from Counter-Strike. The movements and overall feel are very similar, making it clear where the reference comes from. Shield. The shield in Special Forces Group 2 has mechanics very similar to the exclusive shield that appears in Counter-Strike, Condition Zero. In both games, the shield is designed to block incoming bullets, giving the player additional protection during combat. Another key similarity is that the shield can be used together with a pistol, allowing players to defend themselves while still being able to attack, making it a versatile tool in close-range encounters. However, despite these similarities, the shield in Special Forces Group 2 is not an exact copy. It features a different model and texture, giving it a distinct visual appearance compared to the one in Counter-Strike, Condition Zero. Because of this, the resemblance between the two mainly lies in their mechanics and animations rather than their overall design. Maps. I think we all know that most of the maps in Special Forces Group 2 have strong resemblances, or even feel like direct copies, of maps from Counter-Strike. Many of the layouts, structures, and gameplay styles are almost identical, making the inspiration very obvious. For example, Snow Map is basically AWP_SnowFun2. Afghanistan mirrors FY_DustWorld2010S, and House is clearly CS_Mansion. Office comes from CS_Office. Snowtown resembles D_Survivor, and Tundra feels like AIM_Snow_Tundra. Factory matches CS_Assault. Fighter is like CS_16 Fighters, and Ruins is similar to AWP_Ruins. While Ruins 2 copies FY_MKR_BLR_V1. Other maps follow the same pattern. Labyrinth is like AIM_Deagle 5. 3000 is based on the classic $3,000 map. And West resembles D_Westwood. Desert 3 is similar to D_CPL_Fire. Desert 4 is clearly D_Dust. And Big Desert is almost identical to D_Dust 2. Room reflects D_Rats 3. Assault House is CS_Militia. Village is CS_Italy. Station is DE_Train. Winter is GG_Winter_S. And Ice World is essentially FY_IceWorld_XXL_B1. Overall, while Special Forces Group 2 changes textures and visuals, the core map designs are heavily inspired by, or directly taken from, Counter-Strike, making the similarities easy to notice for experienced players. So that's all the origin content of Special Forces Group 2. If you know any other stolen or original content found in the game, feel free to comment it down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I truly appreciate your support, and it really encourages me to keep making more videos. Lastly, before we end this video, I'd like to thank all of my friends and subscribers who helped and gave me more details to create this content. Until next time, see ya!